Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Minnesota Sports HQ. I'm Ben, and hope you guys are having a great day. So sorry I didn't post yesterday. Let's be honest, it's pretty depressing when you have like one view on your videos for the last 2 days. So I didn't make one because it was only college hockey, and I figured I could talk about that today anyway. So what happened today? Well, we had the Minnesota Timberwolves play the Brooklyn Nets, and a variety more of college hockey games around the state. Now, I'm going to start off with Timberwolves, and pretty good showing from the Timberwolves, beating the lowly Nets 111-97. This is Minnesota's 10th home win in a row, and that's great. The stats as far as Minnesota goes, well, this was Jimmy Butler's first game back. He scored 21. So did Andrew Wiggins. Taj Gibson had 14. Karl Anthony Towns had 16 points and 19 rebounds. 10 on the offensive glass, actually. And Jeff Teague only had 2 points, which is pretty unfortunate considering he attempted 4 field goals. And then Tyus Jones had 13 off the bench. Gorgie had 4, and Jamal Crawford had 16 off the bench, and, we'll give Bielitsa a little credit for getting 4. Now, looking at Brooklyn's stats, well, really nothing too big. Jahlil Okafor had 21 off the bench, which is insane, but the highest points for a starter was Damari Carroll with 12 points, and that's crazy, because they have Alan Crabb on their team, and he always goes off against us, and, he just didn't. Now, the stats in this game actually aren't too different. After the first quarter anyway, the Timberwolves jumped out to a 30-11 lead and had a 17-0 run in that portion. The biggest lead Minnesota had was 26. And really the crazy thing is Brooklyn had 15 turnovers compared to the Timberwolves 6, and Brooklyn actually had better field goal percentage, definitely better field goal percentage from downtown, as they had a 30% three-point percentage, and Minnesota went 4 for 21 from 3, and that's equal to a 19% three-point percentage. And but Minnesota did well on their free throws, 23 for 26. That's 88.5% on those, and that gives us the lead. That gave us the lead, and after that, we kind of just never backed down, even though we saw our lead go down to 5 in the middle of the third quarter. But we still pushed through. Now, that pushes us to a half a game behind San Antonio, and now 4.5 behind Houston. And we are 32-20 now. That's a very good record for this point in the season. We're 6-4 in our last 10, but we haven't had Jimmy Butler in forever. At home we're 20-6. So if we get that 4 seed and get a home playoff series, that would be absolutely great. So we could play, 4 games at home instead of 3. And but Oklahoma City has quietly put together a 7-game winning streak, and that cuts our lead down to 1.5 games over them. And we have a 3-game lead over New Orleans in 6th, a 3.5-game lead over Portland in 7th, and then a 4.5-game lead over Denver in 8th. So, we're looking pretty good. I really think we have a chance to go, maybe to the second round in the playoffs this year, and then play Golden State, if we finish 4th, which would be pretty disappointing, but, at least we'll make the playoffs, and it's looking good in that regard. Now, as far as college hockey goes, it's been a weekend for Minnesota teams. yesterday, or the 26th, Minnesota beat Notre Dame, number 1 in the country, and Minnesota beat them in overtime to win 1-0. And St. Cloud State got absolutely dumped on by Minnesota Duluth, 5-1. Bemidji State also lost 5-1, but to Alabama Huntsville. And then, yeah, I don't think Mankato played. And then the scores from today, well, they looked a little bit better. That's for sure. Well, I mean, Minnesota Golden Gophers lost to Notre Dame 4-1, which is respectable. I mean, they are the number 1 team in the country. Bemidji beat Alabama Huntsville 5-1 today, and then St. Cloud beat Minnesota Duluth 2-1. So, you know, it was a bit of an weekend. Minnesota should be going up, or the Golden Gophers should be going up to probably 10th or 11th in the nation. I imagine St. Cloud State will stay at about 4, I'd imagine. And yeah, in that regards, I mean, Minnesota is still the state of hockey, that's for sure. And I mean, I don't really have much else to say today. Hopefully, I get to have a pretty cool guest on tomorrow. He's one of my friends, and we both know a lot about soccer. So I'm gonna do a review of the United States and Bosnia and Herzegovina friendly, and then we'll be doing our World Cup preview. That's in Russia this summer. So not sure how many of you guys like soccer, but I mean, we're doing it tomorrow anyway, and that should be pretty fun. But that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.